Hi, everybody. My name is Jane Allen, and I'm here with my husband, Corey Allen. And we are representing the group Reparations for Melrose. And we're here today to walk you through the Reparations Toolkit on homebuyer mortgages. You all set to go, Corey?
Certainly. So again, we will look at data from the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act database. This video will be available in the toolkit on our website, and we're going to show you how to collect and analyze the data. So again, we're a working group, Reparations for Melrose, working to end anti-Black systemic racism. We're documenting racial harm with the goal of paving the way for reparations. The idea is that other communities can do this work, and we together can build community city level support for reparations that can be moved up to the state level and ultimately to the federal level. Our Reparations for Melrose website has examples of our work, and please, any questions, email us at reparationsformelrose@gmail.com. So every quarter, lending financial institutions have to report about all the different mortgage applications they processed. So, and this is publicly available for us to look at. So these data help show whether lenders are serving the housing needs of their communities. They give public officials information that helps them make decisions and policies, and they shed light on lending patterns that could be discriminatory. Public data are modified to protect applicant and borrower privacy. So one thing we'll look at here is just, we're going to look at mortgages to buy homes. So we can see the percent of the home buyers in Melrose by race and how that compares to the percent of the city's population by race.
Great.
This is where the video will be when we're done. And now the step-by-step instructions for collecting. And this can be done. This is fun. You can do this. There are whole foundations that do nothing but this, and you're going to learn something really a valuable skill. So, however, there are a couple of things you have to do. The first one is you have to determine the state code, county code, and census tract codes for your city. It's not hard. There's a website that does it. The census tract should be an 11-digit number. So I'll show you. It starts with 2-digit state, 3-digit county, 6-digit census tract. So right click on this website. So you want to open this link in the new tab, and it's going to give you a map with an address. So what you're going to want to do, I recommend putting in the address for your city hall. But I'm just going to put in a Main Street address in Melrose. So that and I'll show you what that does. So yeah, 645 Main Street, Melrose, Mass. So the results here give you, these blue outlines are your census tract. So they're kind of hard to see, but each one in blue is, and you can with this plus magnify. So what you're going to want to do is write down all the census tract numbers. On the toolkit, I have given the example. So these are there are 6 for Melrose, and again, this is the border of Melrose. And this is and this box up in the corner is really important. This right up here.
Oh, I see it.
I'll
Yep.
see it's giving you the state code, the county code, and then it's just giving you, it's giving you the county and state. Luckily that doesn't change because your city is going to be in a single state and a single county. So yeah, tract code, that was the one. Sorry. So I think on the website, yes, tract code is here for the address 336.02. These decimal places disappear in the data set we're looking at. I don't know why, but they do. So anyways, these are the numbers you're going to need to write down. As I mentioned, you can see the final part, the final 6 digits are all here. So write down those 6 digits and then put these 5 in front of all of them, anyway. So that's
Wait, can I ask a clarifying question?
Yeah, please. Absolutely.
Okay. So in the map where you showed the 6 codes, that's
Yes,
the census code. You get the state and the county from that upper left-hand corner, right from there. And then you take the 6 code, it's 6 for Melrose. I guess it's probably different for every city. And that's the last part of that number you're showing.
every city has a 6-digit census tract.
Right.
Um,
But we have 6 of them in Melrose, but
yes,
other
yes,
cities might have a different number,
yes,
but they're all six
exactly.
digits. Can you show
Yes,
that again? That um
where
where
I
you show all the yeah.
yes, yeah. So I wrote down these 6,
Hmm.
you know, and so yeah, you just need to know what your city looks like and identify it from
Hmm.
these census tracts and write down each of these. Yes.
Okay, and you put it together like you show on the
Right.
next
Yes.
slide. Okay.
25017. Yes.
Okay. I got it.
So now we want to go to the the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act data site. So we
Okay.
open again, if we right click on this, it's going to take us to this website, and we're going to want to select summarize and download. That is what I'm going to close this now.
Okay.
Yeah, select summarize, download. So we click on that, and then you see it gives you the year. This is where those things become important,
Hmm.
because the closest we can get is county. Like, you can't say just show me Melrose here. I wish you could, but instead the the closest we can get is county. So you click on your county. So we're in Middlesex, so you just type in Middlesex County, Massachusetts. And then we don't want to filter by financial institutions, which is the next option.
Okay. So
Um,
just leave it alone.
right, exactly. And then we, so yeah, Middlesex County. And then the filter we do want to select is we want to select loan purpose. So filter loan purpose, and then it provides a number of options. So again, these are all the different mortgages you could do: home purchase, home improvement, refinancing, cash out refinancing. What we care about for this is home purchase.
Okay.
So we click on that. If you click on everything, it's going to be a really big data set. You can go back and do these others. I would do them separately. And there's
Hmm.
a lot, there's great data there too. I
Hmm.
encourage it, but let's take it one at a time. So
Okay.
I've clicked on, home purchase, and then the next thing I do is download the data set.
Okay.
So download the data set, and it's gonna, um, and so now is when you go to your Google account, you click on that grid up in the corner to get to Drive, click on New, and you're going to want to upload the file. And the file is called county underscore. It's a CSV file. And so you're going to want to upload that file, and it's going to show up in your Google Drive like here, and that's where you're going to want to do open with Google Sheets,
Okay.
which I already did because it takes a minute to open because it's a big file. Okay.
Hmm.
Like it's,
Whoa.
I'm not even done
I've seen you
scrolling, but
looking at
it's
this
right, right.
before and it
Yeah.
kind of
30,
scared me, to be
right.
honest.
It's 30 plus thousand rows of data because it's the entire, everything that happened in Middlesex County in 2022. So
Oh, right. We're not down to Melrose yet.
yeah, exactly. That's the next step. But again, everyone can do this. I have complete faith. So
Okay.
this is what it looks like when it's open. What you're going to want to do is click on data in the menu bar and then select create a filter. So here's how we get to those codes we needed.
Okay.
So first thing we do, create a filter. And then, sorry, I should moved it down. Up at the top, you'll see how these different little carrots have appeared when you created a filter.
Yeah, I do see.
Like if you remove the filter, they
Oh,
disappear.
right.
So
Okay.
data, create a filter, these
Okay.
things appear. So first we create a filter. Then we're going to want to use that little down arrow at the top corner of census tract column.
Okay.
And then it's going to give us all of the options, all of the data that's in census tract column. And what we're going to want to do is see how everything's checked.
Yeah.
We don't want everything checked. We want
Okay.
to clear all of that.
Okay.
And
You're clearing
here,
the check marks.
yes, and I do have that step in there. Check on clear, click, and then now all the numbers we have written down,
Okay.
we type in. So in this search bar, so
Okay.
250173336, and then I just know from once you hit that, everything's Melrose. Once you get
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
336, it's Melrose is 1, 2, 3, or 4. So there's these different. You see all the results
Mhm.
that have come up.
Mhm.
So now we want to. You can either click on them individually, or you can select all, and it should select
Okay.
all of them. So now
Okay.
we click OK. And what it's going to do is it's going to hide all the ones we didn't click. But I
Okay.
still don't want to be playing around in a 30,000 row data set. That's just a lot
Is
of.
that what it is after you select the
No,
Melrose?
after it collapses. But what
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
is I want to move, I want to relocate. So
Okay.
once you have selected, you then I want to click on that top left to highlight everything on the sheet and copy it and paste it into a new spreadsheet.
Okay.
So I just want to, edit, copy,
Okay.
and then, um, you know, go to Drive, New, and then, sorry, New blank spreadsheet. So I'm just going to get a
Okay.
new spreadsheet and
Mhm.
then edit and paste.
Okay.
Um, and again, it's still a lot of data, but it's going to paste in there in a second. Okay.
Oh, great.
And now I just want to make sure I want to check myself,
Mhm.
So
Okay.
what I want to do is to confirm, I want to go into on the menu bar, insert, and then pivot table.
Okay.
So I'm also going to call this Melrose census tracks
Okay.
purchase, or just something that,
Mhm.
I'm really not doing a good job naming things today. All right.
That's okay.
So click on everything, insert, pivot table. And it's going to put up that new sheet, and we want to say yes, new sheet, and we want to create. So
Okay.
new sheet, create. And this is what the pivot table looks like. You have the table here waiting to be filled in by the pivot table editor.
Okay.
So what we do is we want, in the pivot table editor, we want to go to rows, add,
Okay.
and then we want to add census underscore tract.
Okay.
So rows, add, and then here it is, census underscore tract. And there you see the only census tracts appearing in this new data set are the ones I selected for.
Okay.
So this is this data set we're dealing with, everything we see is speaking to the Melrose census tract.
Mhm.
So I've gotten
Okay.
rid of the rest of Middlesex. It's Melrose only. So it's just nice to know my filtering worked.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, same thing, only Melrose shows up. Okay, so how do we analyze the data? We want to go back to the sheet um, with the loan data, with all the data in it. It's called
Mhm.
sheet one by default. The two columns we care about are this derived underscore race and action underscore taken. So let's go back to, and here's where I mean derived race, action taken. And
Got
in
it.
the toolkit, I've provided, if you right click, you will see the glossary of what this means.
Oh, great.
So derived race, a single aggregated race categorization derived from applicant or borrower and co-applicant or borrower race fields. So it rolls up. And so the other thing that's nice is it's not me looking through the loan data. It's what they've done. It's
Mhm.
they've identified race. These are all the different race categories that can show up in
Mhm.
this field.
Okay.
So then if we go to, so that's race, then action taken. If you go to that field, these are the different actions you can have. I pasted it in the toolkit.
Mhm.
So there are 8 actions that can be taken with your home mortgage application. 2 of them are positive, essentially. 2 of them mean you get to buy the house. And those are value 1, loan was originated, or value 6, purchase loan. But basically that means some institution you went to and said, hey, here's your mortgage, and before the 3 months even ended, they had sold it. So Wells Fargo could have
Oh,
originated your mortgage and they sold it to Bank of America, and
okay.
suddenly you're getting a bill from Bank of America saying, hey, we're your service, or that sort of thing. So
Okay.
but those both mean someone in Melrose got a mortgage to buy a home, those 2 outcomes, so 1 or 6.
Okay.
um, so again, we want to highlight the whole field and insert a pivot table.
Okay.
So highlight whole field, insert pivot table. And again, we want a new pivot table sheet.
Okay.
So new sheet, create. And I have put that step in there. I've tried to be thorough with all my steps. New
I love that.
sheet, create. So again, this is it. You've got a pivot table ready for data. You've got a pivot table editor ready to put the data in. First
Okay.
thing we want to do is go to rows and add, and we want to add action taken.
Okay.
So on the rows, add, it's going to pop up, and we're going to want to say action taken. And see those, how we looked at different options.
Oh, yeah.
So uh, these are the different options. So I'll try to,
Mhm.
we have 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 7 in this year, so no pre-approval denied or something. But anyways, these are the different outcomes in our data set. These are the
Okay.
actions that happened with the mortgage. So so the next thing we want to do is yeah, so again, I provided a reference one more time. 1 and 6 mean home mortgage approved, and and someone actually got a mortgage, the house was bought, that thing.
Yep.
Now we want to go to columns, add, and we want to add derived race. So uh, columns, add, and then derived race. And it will put the race categories in separate columns. So you
Okay.
see Black African Americans D, white is G. So now, so again, same thing, we just saw it. This is what the pivot table looks like. We're ready to add values to fill the table. And what I want to add are loan purpose, because for every single thing here, loan purpose was 1, which means home purchase. This, we filtered for home purchases, so it's only going to count the same thing by race. It's not going to create different values. It is the easiest way,
Oh, mhm.
just to say, these are all home purchases, just show me the totals by race.
Okay.
So we want to do, so again, that's values add, loan purpose. So
Okay.
values add, and then loan purpose, loan underscore purpose. So there
Okay.
we now have for
Wow.
2022 all the totals by the race category. So and again, 1 and 6 are what we care about. And I've called that out in the toolkit. So oh, and I should say there's under values, there's a summarize by box, and we want to select count A. So
Okay.
it so again, instead of sum, we want count
Okay.
A, just as a safe way to make sure we're, it shouldn't matter here since loan purpose is one, but anyways,
Okay. Just make
this,
sure it says count A in
yeah,
that value
yes, right,
box. Okay.
exactly,
Got it.
yes. If we were looking at multiple loan purposes, it would add up 1 + 2 + 3, So anyways,
Okay.
count instead of sum.
Okay.
Uh, so we see the number of loan, we see the loans by the number action taken by what happened and by race,
Okay.
so we see the totals by race and action. And so the grand total, there's a grand total column and a grand total row. So we see there were in this one, we're seeing 593 in the data set I'm looking at.
Okay.
So the point is, these are just all the different ones based on all the different actions that could be taken. So
Okay.
I'll stick with the spreadsheet because those numbers, um, will be just to stick with those numbers, 518.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
what we care about are the grand total for action taken, 1, loan originated, or 6, loan was purchased, originated then purchased. So those totals, 342 plus 112, that is 454. So there are 454 mortgages applications that resulted in a home purchase.
Can I ask you a question? You
Yes.
just added those two
I
cells up
just
yourself,
added
right?
1 and 6. Yeah, because
Yep.
they're the
Okay.
same outcome.
Great.
And then we look at column E. There's 1 in loan originated. There's nothing reporting for purchase loan.
Okay.
So, so there, that is, we're essentially going to then divide 1 by 454.
Okay.
So that means Black home buyers in 2022 in these census tracts accounted for 0.2% of the home buyers in Melrose.
Wow.
So, again, compared to what I recommend when we want to find census data, I think it's easiest just to use search, Google it. Google will, here I just searched what percentage of Melrose, Massachusetts residents are Black. I got 3.4%. It told me.
Yeah.
But if you want to confirm, I recommend going to this Melrose City, Massachusetts, U.S. Census Bureau quick facts. These are available for every city. Problem is, it's not very user-friendly, the site. But if you Google your city and you want to double check, go here. This is what that page looks like. And down, so this is, Melrose, Massachusetts. It gives our population and it gives it by different breaks. And here under race and Hispanic origin, we see again 3.4% of residents in Melrose are Black per the census. So again, if the home buying population were to look like the city population, we would expect around 3% of home buyers in Melrose last year to be Black. And instead, it was 0.2%. So that shows there's far less, the representation of home buying is not nearly, the representation of Black individuals in our home buying population is far smaller than the representation of Black people in our city. So as a home buying population, we're not nearly as representative as we are of our city population. Again, our website, we've talked through some of these analysis. You can also click on instead refinancing, different types of mortgage loans, and check the same disparities, or do the same race analysis. But again, please email us if you have any questions. I think of all the ones we go through, this is probably the most involved, but I think is well worth the time. And again, this is there's a lot more that one could learn from these data. And I, again, would love for people to be digging into it.
Yeah. Once you learn what you've showed here today, you can try some of the other outcome. You can try looking at some of the other outcomes, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.